Dr. Tequilla Hill, and I am actually a somatic and systemic psychotherapist by trade, academic leader, practice owner, mentor, sister, wife, dog mom, a lot of titles. Oh, and priestess. I feel like I had a really eclectic childhood. My father was in the music industry, my mom was a teacher. But being from New Orleans, I have a very colorful family, and I appreciate that my family is very colorful and authentic. Everybody was who they are, and what they said was what the fuck they said, right? And I think that you don't appreciate stuff until you understand what you have, right? So this idea of being authentic is cool now. That's all I've seen. That's all I know. Both my parents are that way. Both my parents are fire signs. My mom is a Leo, my dad's an Aries. But everyone was who they were. And being, creative was celebrated in my family. Like being different was celebrated in my family. So even though we're similar, we're all different, but we're all quite similar. You know what? I think it's beautiful that my parents did not indoctrinate me into religion. They did not. So I've never been baptized. My parents both really, even back then, before really knowing it, were spiritualists. Even though my father, has had a spiritual walk with Islam, he would call himself a spiritualist now. Same with my mother. My mother would say she was Baptist before, but she herself would also say she's more spiritual than anything. And I appreciate that my parents allowed us to connect truth from across many religious and spiritual backgrounds to our practices. So I saw my parents do that. My mom was doing breath work, my mom was doing yoga, my dad was going on retreats trying to find himself, taking all kind of plant journeys. So that was around me.
My name is Joy. Everybody call me Miss Joy. I am the proud mother of Tequilla Hill-Allen. I call her my sunshine. And currently I am her personal assistant. And I just love my boss baby. I was a director and a preschool for over 23 years. Coming up, I was always spiritual. I liked my yoga, my Tai Chi, but I never got the spiritual side of it till my daughter introduced it to me. I just knew what calmed me. I just know that what made me calm, and I used to, see this little Chinese male TV, I didn't know, but that's what I did. I never really played with a lot of kids, although I could be popular, but I wasn't a loner because I am popular, but I prefer to be alone.
You know what, I think the thing also my parents gave me is my parents did not also indoctrinate me to be afraid of like white people or actually to be racist. I think my parents taught me, there's good humans and then there's not so good humans, but you need to be aware of these things because you're an Black American person, right? And I think that to me and spirituality was linked. And what I mean by that is the God that I serve wants me to be safe and seen and wants me to be loved and feel love. And I think that because they had that in me when I was assessing people throughout my life, even as a child, I'm looking at it like, do we serve the same God? Because we couldn't, because you wouldn't treat me that way if we did. So when I think about my spiritual understanding about people in life, it came from my parents trying to teach me about the world through their eyes and through tools that I would need to manage it, right? So as I continued to grow, I always was curious about how people organize themselves and why do people do what they did. This is before therapy. This is me as a child, okay? My sweet aunt, shout out to Tinita, taught me the Lord's Prayer. She did, as a way to connect, right?
My name is Nina Johnson. I am Tinita. I just recently retired in 2022. I was in corrections. I've been in Florida for almost 29 years. I came to New Orleans to be their nanny. Right. I came to Florida to be their nanny while Joy and her husband worked. So that's how I went to Florida. She's always a bundle of joy, giggly, bubbly, love her. And she loves very hard.
Yeah, my uncle Manny, he was always, in different dimensions and talking about things that people didn't understand, but I understood him. My family understood him, but he would talk in a very expansive way, in a very energetic way, in a way of spirit, a way of ancestors. And even as a child, you never know what children are listening to. I would listen and I would pay attention to the things he would say. So my uncle was also very impactful because he himself also was like a shaman in his own way. He lived all over the world, and he also impacted me on my journey as a child as well. My mother had an altar forever. I didn't know it was an altar until I got older. I just saw the things she did. Or she would say, oh, your grandmother would like this. Or, we would talk about the dead if they were here, and they would talk about appeasing them. And I didn't understand it, but it was around me. And I didn't really understand it until I got older to really appreciate it. So, the ancestor veneration, and also connecting with natural ways to heal yourself emotionally and physically and spiritually. I never really saw a doctor. There was a book that my mom would go to. It's a book of all these natural homeopathic ways to heal yourself. And that's what my mom would use when we got sick or whatever. So I never got the flu. I wasn't a sickly child. I didn't get the flu till I was 34. Right, but growing up, my mom would go to this book of remedies, these healing remedies. So yeah, my practices consist of yoga, meditation, breath work, connecting with my altar, and also doing that with my significant other, and also my constellation of spiritual family, from my guides that we both share in the physical, and guides I share in my ATR book club. So I have constellations of people that I'm connected to that keep me in alignment and also keep me disciplined.
I'm Kendra, also Dr. Allen, and I am the very loving wife of Dr. Tequilla Hill. I am a physician. I've been a physician for a short time, currently working as a medical director. It's actually, I guess, difficult to find, especially when you're living in the South, somebody who practices spirituality unrelated to going to church or being with their family. That was one of the things that attracted me, and one of the things that also attracted me is that I knew that both of us were in this stage of exploration, and to be able to really go there deeply with someone was very important. So I think that's probably the thing that really was yeah, she's the one, So what it's been like to watch her transformation, it's almost kind of like, how butterflies are made, they're first caterpillars, and then they go into their cocoon for a while and figure some shit out. And then they turn into this nasty bulb of you don't know what is happening. And then all of a sudden it emerges as this beautiful creature, butterfly that, nowadays you rarely see. But that's what it's been like. I mean, I think that, it's gone from that stage of caterpillar where you're kind of just in this earth and you want to do something, it's inevitable that you're going to become something. You're just not sure kind of how that happens. And that's what happens when you go into that cocoon and you become this kind of ugly bulb on the outside, but really on the inside you're transforming into this beautiful creature.
Interesting. When I met my partner, when I went to her apartment and I saw I saw the setup. I saw her Buddha statue. I saw her Afro. I was like, wow, right? So we were already aligned, but I think that we were supposed to meet. So she was already on her journey. So we just get to enhance each other and help each other grow and hold each other accountable and expand each other and help each other heal. And there's a discipline of wanting to be authentic, wanting to be whole, wanting to appease my ancestors, wanting to appease Creator. It helps me be better in my roles. And discipline doesn't bother me. Being undisciplined, I'm a mess, right? So I have no problem with that. So no, it actually makes me better. I think, I have to remember that when I'm challenged with the oppressor, I have to, continue to hold peace and boundaries. But I'm not a punk, but trying to stay peaceful and balanced in those type of situations when it's injustice and things like that. But even still, these practices still give me the power to move through it in a way that doesn't let me lose my sanity. I think that when I offer people authenticity and love and like, I just want to do life with you, it gives them a chance to lean into me or lean out. And if they lean out, that's okay, because I don't hold anything that's not for me.
Tequila has really educated me a lot. I just didn't know, I was just different. You know, I just felt different. But I feel when you love, you share, you want to help others. You like to say, do unto others as you have them do unto you. You know, I don't care what religion you are in, but when you follow those rules, which is a universal rule, it'll be all right.
All of us, to a degree, are trying to make this world better and more equitable through these practices, because there's a big social justice piece of doing these practices to rectify and make things right. There's a reason why our ancestors practiced this. There's a reason why we're here right now, being able to do this, is because they went through these practices. And every time we practice in this way, we make the world better, so that when when we're ancestors and our descendants are here, the world is better because we were in it. Find what speaks to your heart. I understand, ATRs is not for everyone, hoodoo's not for everyone, ancestor worship is not for everyone, but find what speaks to you. Have a practice, because if you don't, this world will suck you up and eat you alive. You need to have a practice, because this world is full of illusions, and when you have practice rooted in truth and wisdom and divine, it allows you to move through this world in different dimensions in a very different way.
What words would you leave for Tequilla?
I love you, my sunshine, and you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when times are great. Do you know, dear, how much I love you?
Please don't take that sunshine away.
It will never go away. She's gonna always shine. No more questions.
So you can connect with me on my beautiful website that your team actually created, Dr. Tequilla Hill.net, and also on Instagram, Dr. Tequilla H. It's private, so I may or may not allow you to follow me, but I'll let you can send a request. Boundaries, right?